The Beretta APX Compact, let's check it out. When the US military announced that they were replacing the Beretta M9 for a more modular handgun system, Beretta came out with the APX. It's a very unique pistol in the market. I did a review on the full size recently. Today we're going to take a look at the compact version. Guys, I'll tell you, there's some things about this handgun. Number one, with these slide serrations that are very unique, very different, but very purposeful. But one of the things I really love about this handgun is how flat it shoots, even in the compact model. One of the big things amazing about Beretta is that it's been around for over 500 years. It's one of the oldest still operating firearm companies in the world. And the quality is there. I mean, the Beretta just puts out some really nice quality handguns. The APX has been very popular. A lot of people have mixed emotions about these slides, and including myself. I mean, when I first saw it, I was like, well, that's just really unique. But sometimes unique is not necessarily a detriment to a design, and I think that's one of the things about this pistol. We're going to drop the magazine. We're going to check to make sure the gun is unloaded, which it is. The slide serrations are so functional. I mean, whether you get it back here, I mean, they're just solid. You can't help but grab hold of them. They're all the way up the slide, up front. I mean, wherever you grab, you're getting slide serrations. And that is very unique, period. I mean, a lot of people are putting the front slide serrations, but this just has a total design that is very purposeful. So, you know, you might not like the style, maybe, but I think once you handle it and you mess around with it, you're going to really like it, because I think that this is just a great way to go with Beretta. The controls are nice. We have your mag release right here. It really ejects the magazine. Magazines are metal. They're very well done. You get two, and again, they're 13 in 1. It does have a nice lip here to be able to pull that out if you do have a malfunction, and you can just rip this out. Squared off trigger guard. Your slide stop is right here, and it's also mirrored on the other side. You can switch out your mag release very easily. Now, as far as the polymer frame, it's more like a reinforced fiberglass nylon material. I mean, it's a very smooth finish to it. And it is a matte finish on it. But then it has the texturing right here on the grip. Now, it's a aggressive grip, but it's not super aggressive. And some of the models, especially like the Smith & Wesson 2.0s, they have been very aggressive. And this, I think, tones that down quite a bit, but yet it gives you a lot of gripability. Here you can see the design, and of course it's been done by a laser. Then they have the standard serrations on the back strap and the front strap. No finger grooves, just a very smooth finish. Now for me, with medium hands, I can get a full grip. I mean, my pinky's hanging off just a touch, but I can still get the grip on here. You get 2 extra back straps, which is unusual for many of your subcompact pistols. Mediums on here, you get a small and a large, which the large actually fills in right back here. Now, I did a complete video on how to install these, and I will have it annotated right here. Also, how you take the grip frame off. This is just a shell. There's a chassis inside, and it has the serialized parts. Again, you can change these out to different colors. And how to switch around your magazine release to the right side. So all those things in the video right here. The modular frames run about, I think on the Beretta website, they're about $50, but you can get them for around the low 40s. This comes in 9mm and 40. If you have a department that has a bunch of the 9mm and they want to differentiate it, they can put different frames on here. But one of the biggest reasons is if you want to stipple your grip. and you mess it up or you just don't like it, you can buy a grip frame for, again, just over 40 bucks and change it out. It doesn't ruin the whole gun. The barrel's 3.7 inches. It's a touch under 7 inches in length. It's about just a little under 5 inches in height, 4.8 inches. And the width, including slide stops, are 1.3 inches. It's a very ergonomic pistol. I mean, when you put it in your hand with the serrations, and especially these front and rear serrations, which really are what make a difference with the pistol, gives a good, solid, confident feel to it. Guys, I'll tell you, I was had mixed emotions about kind of the slide and didn't really know, but I'm gonna tell you, when I got this pistol in, I loved it immediately. When I took it out to the range, I was really hooked on it. I mean, it just is an excellent gun at the range. Now, one of the big things that they purport is that the trigger pull is really a nice trigger pull. We're gonna go ahead and drop the magazine, check the chamber. It's empty. Okay, you'll notice that it does have the trigger safety right here, and it does block against the frame this way. So unless you hit it directly on this trigger safety, you're not gonna pull the trigger. As far as the trigger feel to it, it just has a very short little take up. It's very short, and then a nice break. It's not super crisp, but it's a nice break. I think the full size was a little bit crisper on the break. We're going to go ahead and check reset. Right there. So very nice reset. I was taking that out very slow. And then again, a very consistent break again, very similar to the first. So it's going to give you a consistent trigger pull. It is an excellent trigger. Let's check trigger pull weight. We're going to use our Lyman trigger gauge from Brownells. 4 pounds, 15.9 ounces. Right at the 5 pound mark. 5 pounds, 6.4 ounces. Now, one thing that's very different about Beretta, if you'll notice this small little circle here, when you pull the trigger, you see how it pops up. And they do that also on the Beretta 92. It's more of an oval shape and it's flat, but that is your firing pin or your striker safety. I know that they do have models for the RMR, and I'm not really sure how they work that out. But they do have that so you can fit an RMR on certain models, and I believe that's their tactical model. The only issue I see is if you put your thumb over that pin, it keeps it from firing. Now, if you really bear down on your trigger finger, you can actually make it fire anyway. So I don't really see that as a detriment. I think if anyone ever, which I doubt anybody's ever going to grab that, but if they do, just continue to pull and it'll fire. One of the things about the Compact is that this is not a super small subcompact pistol, and it's called compact. You know, it's a nice size for concealed carry, but it kind of falls in between your, you know, super subcompact version pistols. And to demonstrate that, I'm going to bring out the Glock 26 because it is a subcompact 9mm pistol. 10 in 1, 13 in 1, and that's one thing I want to mention. There's 13 rounds in this magazine. So you do get some extension on the grip, but you're getting extra capacity. Another thing you'll notice is while the grip comes up, similar to the Glock, it's a little more straight, not that hump, it comes out more toward the beaver tail. So this is going to allow your hand to really get up under the slide, which I think has a lot to do with why this gun is so flat shooting. The APX was flat shooting. This has been super flat shooting. You put the slide to slide, you'll see that the trigger guard and everything are the same, but really the only difference in the back is a little bit of slide and then this beaver tail area right here. So while it is larger than your Glock 26, it gives you more of a full-size pistol at the range. And guys, I'm telling you, this gun is flat shooting, much more than the Glock. The slide is actually a dark gray finish on it, so it has a nice contrast with the black. It's not quite just black and black. The Beretta logo is nicely etched into the slide, and then here on the top you have APX. The sights are dovetailed front and rear. You can change these out. In fact, I think Beretta even has sights available, like night sights and things, but these have the three dot sights. They're very easy to see. They are metal. They do have a cocking shell for one-handed reloads, which to me is important on a self-defense handgun. It does have the accessory rail. It's 2 slots. One of the things I want to mention about the frame is that these are interchangeable. There is a chassis in here. We'll look at it when we disassemble the firearm. But these can be changed out to from black to gray, wolf gray, and then FDE, and also an OD color. So it gives you a lot of options. In fact, I have the full size, and we're going to kind of do some comparisons with it, but here is the full size in the FDE. And I did a whole review on the full size recently, but we're going to go ahead and just look at some of the size differences here. First off, we see that there's definitely some front here, about an inch on the front, and then down here at the bottom, you know, you're getting, again, about 1.5 inches. You have 17-in-1 in this model. Now, here at the back, of course, is the same. They are introducing the Centurion. It's an in-between size of the two. I think it's a 1/2 inch shorter here and maybe a little bit shorter here. I believe it is 15-in-1, where this one's 13-in-1 and then 17-in-1. I want to thank Freedom Munitions for sponsoring the ammo. We're using the 115 grain full metal jacket, and you get a 5% discount using Suit00 on the Freedom Munitions website. Now, we took the APX Compact to the range. No malfunctions, of course. I mean, it's a Beretta quality. Again, it did shoot a lot like the full-size APX. In fact, we did some comparisons side by side, and just to see what kind of differences we were getting as far as muzzle flip. And guys, I'll tell you, this pistol handles like a full-size gun. One of the things, though, that a lot of people are critical about is that they feel like this is not really as subcompact as there are some that are out on the market. But what I find with a lot of these subcompacts is people complain because they're too small. It's smaller than a Glock 19, I mean, but it's a little bit larger than some of the other subcompact models. But the one thing about it is it handles like a full-size gun. And so, you know, if you're ever in a self-defense situation, it'd be nice to have that confidence of the full grip. And I think that may be what Beretta was going for. Of course, they are going to introduce their Centurion, which is an in-between model. But here's the thing, guys. A lot of times, you know, we try to gauge what's current and not necessarily what could be. And I think that with the way they're stacking these, it really introduces a whole new area to the concealed carry market. Yeah, it's a little bit larger than your subcompacts, but yet, again, it just feels like a good full-size gun. It's shot so flat. I mean, I've just been very impressed with the APX line for both. And of course, with the modularity, you can change out your grips, you can do a lot of different things. I mean, it just makes it for a really great pistol to use as your home defense, self-defense firearm. And Rubber Dummies is offering a 15% discount to Suits viewers. Go down in the description below, use Suit00 with the link, and get 15% off. Now, to disassemble the firearm, drop your magazine, check to make sure the gun is unloaded. There are two different ways to break this down. One is you can disable the striker by hitting this button, the second one toward the front. It has a little divot in it, so it makes it really easy to identify. Just push that in, and it'll disable the striker. The second way is to actually just do it this normal way and pull the trigger. Now, right here is your takedown. You have to push this for your takedown lever. And it's pretty stiff. And a lot of people were complaining, saying it was difficult. Well, it's not really. It's just that you got to get your thumb behind it. And when you do, you can just pull that lever down just like this. And this brings the lever down. Then we just go ahead and pull the trigger, and then we can pull the slide right off. We take out our recoil spring and guide rod. You can see that this is a pretty impressive system. And it is captive, and it does have the flat recoil springs, which help with recoil, and it's double. So metal guide rod. So this is excellent. Then we have our barrel, which is a Browning modified linkless design. And then, of course, our slide. Now, the interiors of the slides, especially on the full size, was beautiful, and this is no different. No tooling marks. It's just excellent craftsmanship. When it comes to the frame, one of the big things I noticed up front was this long slide rail at the front. That is beautiful. And then it extends to a shorter rail, but still much bigger, much longer than most of your standard striker fire pistols, which are usually about a 1/2 inch on either side. It's going to give you a little more surface on the slide. I think it'll make it a little more of a gliding when you're firing the pistol. And to me, I found that to be true. Now, this is a chassis, and it's serialized. You can see the serial number through here. This actually is removable, and you can put different grip frames on here, different colors, or if you just mess this one up and you want to put another one on. Again, I do have a full video on that, on how to do that, and it takes a few minutes to do it, so I decided just to put it on the one video. It also again shows you how to do your back straps and change out your mag release. I'll have that linked down in the description below. That's all you need to do to field strip the pistol. Of course, to reassemble in reverse order, drop in your barrel, your recoil spring, and guide rod. And make sure you get it into that little captive area on the second shelf. Bring over your slide. Go ahead and engage your slide stop, or you can just bring it back like that and it'll engage the takedown lever, bring it back into place. And we're good to go. The box is really nice with the Beretta logo. And inside, of course, you get your pistol, you get your 2 back straps, magazine loader, lock, bore brush, owner's manual, which is excellent, it's very thick, and paperwork. Now I want to thank Beretta for sending the APX Compact for the test and evaluation. And I was really wanting to get a hold of this, especially after shooting the standard APX. And guys, I'll tell you, I was not disappointed. This is just an excellent shooting handgun. In fact, I shoot a lot of guns, but I was really looking forward to getting this one back out to the range. So if you're looking for a concealed carry option, but you don't really want the subcompact, but you want something smaller that you can really conceal well, I think that the APX Compact is an excellent choice. You have a decent magazine capacity, even though you have a small size. It shoots like a full-size gun, and it's Beretta quality. What more could you ask? And I'm sure you're going to tell me what more that you can ask. So just leave it in the comments. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Funky kind of, are you kidding me? All right, take 5047. Smoking! Well, not really.